Hi there. As promised, we're going to talk about what happens when you have partial coins, partial pouches, negative coins, negative pouches, grouping symbols, and what to do with those. So at the top of your paper, we'll do 3.3 pouches to variables continued, but we'll look at negative and partial stuff. Okay, well, again, we're going to split your paper into halves. So vertically, so that one side we're actually going to do the solving part, and then the other side we'll do our checks. So we always want to check to make sure we are correct. Don't want to turn in something that's not correct. All right, so let's look at example number 1. What if we had 3 bags and 3 coins? This was equal to 2 bags and 9 coins. This is one of those problems where it doesn't matter what you get rid of first. If you get rid of your bags first or your coins first, for me, I always like to get rid of my extra coins, but it's totally up to you. So since I have the 3 coins here, I might take away the 3 coins from both sides, and I'm taking away from the coins, not the bags. This leaves behind on the left side 3 bags equals 2 bags, and well, I had 9, took away 3, so 6. And I do have bags on both sides. If I take away the 3 bags, I'm left with nothing over here, which is not what I want. So I'm going to take away my 2 bags from both sides. This leaves me with 1 bag is equal to 6 coins, which I wanted to get down to 1 bag anyway, so I'm good to go there. Now the check part, we're going to check both sides. We're going to check the left-hand side, and we're going to check the right-hand side. So I'm going to check the left. Left side had 3 bags. If I put 6 coins in them, because that's what I'm saying there are, plus the 3, I get 18 plus 3, which gives me 21. The right side had 2 bags, 6 coins in them, plus the 9. So I had 12 in the bags, plus the 9 gives me 21. Which checks out. Everything's good to go. Okay, so this was a good review for you. Let's look at one that has a grouping symbol. All right, so for example, what if I had 5 times the quantity x plus 2 equals 6x plus 3? Okay, this 5 next to the parentheses says that I have 5 groups of a bag and 2 coins. So if I were to draw this out, I'd have a bag plus 2 extra coins, a bag plus 2 extra coins, a bag plus 2 extra coins, a bag. If I were to draw that out, I need 5 groups of them. So let's say I did do a square for a bag. So there's 4 groups. There's 5 groups. Altogether, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 coins. So really, all I had to do was take this 5 and multiply 5 times x and 5 times 2. I have 5 x's, 5 bags, and 5 times 2, 10 coins. So I'm going to get rid of my picture here and just rewrite it like that. You're actually using what's called the distributive property to do this. But anytime you have a parentheses, that's what it means to you get 5 of everything. So you have 5 bags and 5 2's, which gives you 10, equals 6x plus 3. Now we can solve this like normal. If I get rid of my 3 coins from both sides, I have 5x plus 7 coins equals 6x. Got bags on both sides. I'm not going to take away the 6 bags because I don't have anything left over there. So I'm going to take away my 5 bags. So I have 7 equals 1 bag, or I have 1 bag has 7 coins. And then when I go to do my check, I'm going to check the left side, which said I had 5 groups of 7 plus 2 equals 6. Oh, let's get rid of that. We want to do one side at a time, right? Okay, so 5 groups of 7 plus 2. Order of operations says I got to do this stuff inside first. So I have 5 times 9. Which gives us 45 on the left side. And I'm going to check the right side. So you had 6 bags, 7 coins in them, plus the 3. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 gives me 45. All right, Let's check another one. What if I had 10 coins, negative 2 bags equals 4 bags, and negative 4 coins. So now you have negative bags and coins. And don't freak out, we can totally have this happen, but we just have to follow the undoing thing. We have to cancel things out. So if I get rid of my coins first, I usually like to get rid of the negative ones. Well, if I have negative 4 coins, the only way to get rid of a negative 4 is to add 4. They cancel out. And if I add 4 to this side, I gotta add 4 coins to this side. This leaves me with 14 coins, still have the negative 2 bags, equals 4 bags. Okay, now I have my bags to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of 4 bags because I'm left with nothing over there. I do want to get rid of this negative 2 bags. Well, the only way to get rid of negative 2 would be to add 2. Cancel that out. Add 2 over here. So you have 14 coins equals, this isn't going to be very nice, 6 bags. The 14 has to be split into 6 bags evenly. So I'm going to split this 14 6 ways, and then I'm going to get out my calculator and I'm going to see how nasty this really is. We have 14 divided by 6, which gives you 2 1/3. $2.33 if you actually round up. And this is what over here on your check side, this is where it's going to get a little messy. If you round your decimals, your checks are not going to come out exactly the same, but they should come out pretty darn close. If you use the fraction, you should be getting the exact number every single time. Your fraction is exact. But for this purpose, let's see if we round to $2.33 since we're talking money anyway. Do the 10 minus the 2 bags of $2.33. All right, if we get out our calculator, if we put in 10 minus the 2 times $2.30, you get $5.34. And then let's check the other side. If I have 4 bags with $2.33 in there, and then I take away $4, what do I have? So if I put in the 4 times the $2.33, and then I minus the 4, I get $5.32. Do you see how super duper close they are, but they're not exactly the same? This is okay because of our rounding with the 33 cents. If we put in all those 3s, the infinite amount of 3s, we should end up with the same dollar amount. But this is okay. My check checks out. All right, let's check. Let's do example number 4. Let's try, you have a half a bag and 6 coins equals 12. Okay. Again, you've got coins on both sides. Don't worry about the half yet. Don't freak out. If I were to take away the 6 coins from both sides, I have 1/2 of a bag has 6 coins. Well, the thing is I don't want to know what's in half a bag. I want to know what's in a full bag. So in order to look at what's in a half a bag, we have to double it, or we're actually multiplying by the reciprocal. So I get x equals 12. So if there are 6 coins in half a bag, this makes sense that a full bag would have double that, or 12. And if we check this, check the left side, we have a half a bag with 12 coins. 6 coins extra. Does this equal 12? Well, half of 12 is 6, plus 6 equals 12. 12 equals 12. Both sides check out. We're good. All right, let's try another one. All right, let's try another one with grouping. So you have 5 plus 2 times the quantity x minus 1 equals 12. Again, you've got a number outside of the parentheses, or this is saying you have 5 coins. There's no variable there, so there's 5 loose coins, and then you have 2 groups of everything in here. So I'm just going to keep my 5 coins out. You have 2 groups of x's, so I have 2x, and 2 groups of -1, which gives me minus 2 equals 12. Now here's where I like to clean things up before we move on. If you have 5 coins and then -2 coins on the left side, let's clean that up. That leaves you with 3 coins, and then the 2 bags equals 12. Then we get to take away our 3 leaving us with 2x equals, well, we have 9. And then if we divide this 9 into the 2 bags, you get x equals 4.5. Okay, so let's check the left side. So 5 plus 2 groups of 4.5 minus 1. So you have 5 plus 2 times 3.5. So you have 5 plus 2 times 3.5 is 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. The right-hand side already had 12 on it, so we're good to go there. Both sides have $12. Right. Let's try negative 2x plus 6 equals negative 6x minus 2. Let's get rid of our negative coins. So I'm going to add 2 coins. This leaves me with negative 2x plus 8 equals negative 6x. I'm not going to get rid of the negative 6 because then I'm left with nothing on the right-hand side. So I'm going to do plus 2x plus 2x. So you have 8 equals 4x. 8 has to be split evenly 4 ways. So you get 1x equals 2. And let's check. So we have a negative 2 times 2 plus 6. That gives me a negative 4 plus 6, which gives me 2 on this side. The right-hand side, I have a negative 6 times 2 minus 2. Uh-oh, this doesn't check out, does it? Oh, this should be a negative 4, which means this should be a negative 2. So we're checking negative 2. So you have negative 2 times negative 2. Let me erase that. This should be a negative 2 in there too. Alright, so you should have a negative 2 times negative 2. That gives me a positive 6 plus 6, which gives me 12. And then you have a negative 6 times 2 is a positive 12. Minus 2 does not give me 12. Dang it. I found it. I said my math. Stupid math. Okay, so negative 2 times negative 2 is not negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 plus 6, which gives me 10. Yes, this looks better. And then over here you have a 12 minus 2, which is 10. So our checks do check out. Okay, I am so sorry about that, but this is why we do our checks, so that we know for sure that we got our problem right. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and then you're going to want to watch part 2 to get some more difficult ones. Okay.